Hey guys, thank you for watching the Slat Rock channel. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon to get notified every time we post a new video. And if you've already done so, just make sure that it's still active. Here's your news for September 6, 2019. Your headlines: Chris Jericho to defend AEW World Title against Cody at Full Gear. Tallahassee man discusses finding Chris Jericho's AEW World Title belt and gets a reward. AEW going for edgier television show with a TV-14 rating. WWE let 3 superstars cut old bullet point style promos this week on Raw. Ric Flair's legal issue with WWE causing rift with Charlotte Flair. WWE reportedly believes situation with Ric Flair could get, quote, a little nasty. Ric Flair on Miz using the figure 4. Original intended direction of Roman Reigns' current storyline. WWE writer caught sleeping during first day on the job. Drake Maverick still hasn't consummated his marriage due to unfortunate timing. We're kicking off with some news from AEW, as the first title defense for the new world champion Chris Jericho has been set. According to Sports Illustrated, and confirmed by AEW themselves, Jericho will defend his title against Cody Rhodes at the upcoming Full Gear pay-per-view, which will take place on November 9th at the Royal Farms Arena in Baltimore. Though Jericho's career, both in and out of AEW, speaks for itself, Cody is no slouch himself, and is currently undefeated in All Elite Wrestling. At Double or Nothing, Cody defeated his brother Dustin before wrestling Darby Allin to a time-limit draw at Fyter Fest, and recently got a win over Shawn Spears at All Out. At that same show, Jericho defeated Hangman Page in the show's main event to become the first AEW champion, and the former WWE superstar has been quick to claim himself as the greatest AEW wrestler of all time. Rhodes will certainly have something to say about that, so expect an epic encounter when these two collide in November with the gold on the line. Speaking of the AEW World Championship, the title belt itself was reported stolen earlier this week after Chris Jericho lost the gold while visiting a Longhorn Steakhouse. A bad look for the new company, the title was found 24 hours later after Jericho launched what he claimed to be a worldwide investigation. According to the police report, Jericho stated that he placed the belt inside his rented limousine when he went for dinner, as he had mistakenly took someone else's luggage from the airport and the driver had gone to return it. When the limo driver returned to pick up the Fozzy frontman, the title was missing, but was eventually found. The belt was found by 41-year-old Frank Price, who spoke to the Tallahassee Democrat about his find, saying, "I think I said something like, 'Whoa, it's a huge wrestling belt, check this thing out.' I never would have guessed that if I had a lifetime of guesses." After doing some research, Price and his wife put the title up on the Tallahassee Lost and Found section of Craigslist, though they believed it was just a replica. After discovering what it really was, Price contacted Tallahassee police and quickly gave the belt to authorities. Tallahassee Democrat journalist Jeff Burlew followed the story and gave readers a glimpse into what happened at the station, saying, "While he, Price, was there, he bumped into Mike Vaughn, the owner of Mike's Limousine, which had given Jericho the fancy ride to the restaurant. Price said Vaughn was planning to file an insurance claim for the missing belt and was so pleased it had been found that he gave him a $200 reward." Of course, Price returning the belt to the station after it was reported stolen made the 41-year-old the prime suspect in the case, though he was able to provide an alibi thanks to receipts, witnesses, and GPS data on his phone. With Price not being charged with anything, Tallahassee police have said that the case is still ongoing, and that anyone with information should get in touch. Price himself said he believes that the title was never stolen in the first place, but that it just fell out of the limousine, which would explain why it was found on the side of the road. Whatever the truth is, hopefully Jericho will take more care of the belt before AEW's launch on TNT next month. Speaking of the AEW TV launch, the Wrestling Observer newsletter noted this week that the show will be edgier than WWE with a TV-14 rating. According to the report, a deal for TV-14 decided between the company and the network in negotiations, and while TNT will let the company go a little further, they won't have free rein to go all out with violence. TNT have set AEW a list of lines they must not cross, but both sides have decided on being edgier than WWE. Though the McMahon-led promotion recently started showcasing a new edge on Raw under Paul Heyman, it's unclear how far they'll go with their PG rating, as the company has to answer to its sponsors. While Tony Khan has said a name for AEW on TNT will help avoid confusion in the branding, that name hasn't been given yet, though fans should expect it before the show launches in October. Over to WWE now, and tensions continue to mount between the company and one of its most legendary stars, Ric Flair. In a video from TMZ, Flair said that he's threatening legal action against the company for the trademark to "The Man," a phrase used by Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch that Flair has been using since 1981. The 16-time world champion told TMZ that WWE's lawyer refused to speak to him on 2 separate occasions, and further claimed that WWE's lawyer tried to say that Flair's trademarked phrase, "to be the man you've got to beat the man," wasn't close to the term "the man." The 2-time Hall of Famer also said how he tried to sort out a deal with WWE COO and Evolution teammate Triple H, but they couldn't come to an agreement. Though Flair filed for the Man trademark on August 26th, the dirtiest player in the game said he has no issues with Lynch using it as long as he's compensated. Flair said that this trademark solely comes from him trying to protect his family financially after he's gone, especially his wife Wendy. According to Brad Shepard of ProSportsExtra.com, there are no hard feelings between WWE and Flair, though he did note that this could change with the Hall of Famer known for being stubborn. A separate report by Shepard also said that this friction has caused issues with his daughter Charlotte, who is an active WWE superstar. Hopefully things will calm down between the two parties, as Flair is a true legend in WWE, and the idea of him being blacklisted from the company is something that nobody wants to see. One superstar who knows all about the Nature Boy is The Miz, who worked briefly alongside Flair in 2013. Together, Miz would capture the Intercontinental Championship with the Figure 4 leg lock, a move given to him by the 16-time world champion who used it in his career. Speaking about using the move recently, Miz described getting to use it as an honor, saying, "Back in the day, nobody did anyone else's moves. No one could do a super kick because Shawn Michaels did the super kick. Now super kicks are almost like the new hip toss, the new arm drag," stated Miz. "But back then it was very sacred to do someone else's moves. I did a Miz TV with Ric Flair, and during that I felt it was a passing of the torch of the Figure 4 to me. And it was amazing. It was wonderful. It was one of the most incredibly giving things that someone can do. And I've always been a huge fan of Ric Flair. I mean, he is the GOAT. He is the person that everyone looks to and goes, wow, if I could cut a promo like that, if I could look like that, if I could do the things that he could do, you know, that was the guy. So for him to actually give the Figure 4 to me, it was just an honor." Miz already has a Hall of Fame-worthy career of his own, being a WWE Triple Crown, Grand Slam, and Money in the Bank winner, but at 38 years old, there's still plenty of years in the tank of the A-lister. One thing that Flair and The Miz have in common is their gift on the mic, and though these two could go all night in promos, WWE don't have that same confidence in many of their stars. In 2019, many WWE promos are written word for word for the superstars, though according to The Observer, that changed a little this week. On this week's shows, Bayley, Sasha Banks, and Rey Mysterio reportedly had management's trust and were allowed to cut promos with just a list of bullet points like back in the day. On SmackDown, Bayley spoke in depth about her recent heel turn and alignment with the boss, while Mysterio was allowed to speak candidly backstage about his career during Monday Night Raw. Though WWE may be hinting at giving their superstars more creative freedom, this isn't the case in NXT, which is expected to be a tightly scripted show when it launches on the USA Network later this month and is extended to 2 hours long. While NXT may be tightly scripted, it'll be interesting to see how the developmental brand fares against AEW, which will reportedly have no writing team at all when it launches on TNT next month. Over to SmackDown Live now, and the tale of the attacks on Roman Reigns escalated again this week, much to the confusion of fans. According to previous reports, Reigns was supposed to fight Daniel Bryan down the line, though on this week's show, the focus was shifted to Eric Rowan, who the Big Dog will face at Clash of Champions. On Wrestling Observer Live this week, Bryan Alvarez said that it wasn't just fans who were confused, as folks backstage don't know what is coming either because the story is being controlled by Vince McMahon. Nobody on SmackDown has any idea what's going on. Nobody who's responsible for putting this show together, they have no idea where this is going. They don't know if it's going to be Daniel Bryan versus Roman. They don't know if it's going to be Rowan versus Roman Reigns. Nobody knows because only one guy knows right now, and it's Vince. Over the past few months, reports have come out that McMahon has been tearing scripts up just hours before shows, leading to a very frustrated and demoralized work environment behind the scenes. According to one WWE insider, the entire story has been, quote, botched so bad, explaining to anyone what was supposed to be wouldn't make any sense at all. More news from backstage as new writer Stevie Long didn't exactly make the best impression on his first day of the job. Long, a former Sons of Anarchy writer, was found asleep in the writer's room on his first day with WWE by veteran official Michael P.S. Hayes. Though this is probably the worst first impression Long could give Hayes, who is a friend of Vince McMahon, the new writer is reportedly still with the company, though SmackDown Live executive director Eric Bischoff has declined to comment on the story. If he keeps his job, Long will definitely need to try and improve his image backstage, and maybe next time have a nap in his car instead of in front of his fellow employees. And finally today we're ending with some news from Drake Maverick, whose quest to consummate his marriage continues. Though Maverick really wants to sleep with his wife Renee, she will apparently only agree while he holds championship gold. In WWE recently, Maverick once again captured the 24/7 title, but he was stopped by forces beyond his control. Taking to Twitter after he lost the title once again, Maverick explained that a visit from his wife's Auntie Flo stopped the pair consummating their marriage. The Mavericks have been married for almost 3 months now, though it seems to have been a long 3 months for both the former rock star Spud and his bride. With WWE sending out a retweet for Maverick's explanation, it seems that the company is on board with this latest storyline development, as the 24/7 title has quickly become one of the most entertaining parts of the show since its debut in May this year. Well guys, that's our news for today. Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you like this video, don't forget to check out our previous video, 10 huge, shocking WWE 2019 rumors you need to know about. Also check out our other high-rated videos by clicking at the upper right-hand corner or down in the description field. Don't forget to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and the bell icon so you don't miss a single new video. You can follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and as always, thank you for watching.